So, what if you could erase a lifetime of mistakes with just a single thought? Or what if you could lock in a future of incredible fortune with one simple act? Well, today we're diving into this fascinating ancient text that makes those exact promises. We're going to explore the extraordinary claims surrounding a figure named Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. And we'll unpack not just what's being promised, but how these ancient ideas might actually tap into the mechanics of our own minds.
Okay, this first quote from the scripture is a bombshell. It claims that just hearing the name can wipe away the karmic debt of 30 kalpas, and that's a timescale so vast it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. This really sets the stage for a series of claims that are every bit as bold. Let's see what they are.
All right, let's start with the most direct benefits the text lays out. These are presented as pretty much guaranteed outcomes for specific acts of reverence. And they cover everything from spiritual purification to some pretty incredible rewards, both in the heavens and right back here on Earth.
So, what in the world is a kalpa? Just try to imagine an impossibly long period of time. Some texts describe it as the time it would take to wear down an entire mountain by just brushing it with a piece of silk once every 100 years. And this scripture claims that just hearing Ksitigarbha's name with a moment of respect can erase the bad karma of 30 of those eons. The scale here is absolutely staggering.
And the rewards get even more specific. The text claims that one single, simple act, like making or even just looking at an image of the Bodhisattva and bowing once, guarantees you'll be reborn 100 times in the highest heavens, and, this is the important part, you'll be safe from ever falling back into those lower, suffering realms.
And get this, the promised good fortune doesn't even stop in the heavens. After those 100 celestial lifetimes are up, the text says your positive journey keeps going. When you finally return to the human world, you're not just promised a comfortable life. No, you're promised a rebirth as the king of a great nation.
Beyond all those rewards in future lives, the text promises some serious protection in your current one. It describes this kind of spiritual shield where followers are guarded day and night by legions of spirits. And this protection is laid out as being so absolute that you're shielded not just from accidents and disasters, but even from hearing bad news.
Now, here's where the text takes a really fascinating turn. It starts to address the specific societal hardships and desires of women at the time it was written, and it offers a path to what you can only really describe as a radical transformation. You can really see the scope of the promised transformation here. For women who are unhappy with their situation, the text promises a rebirth in a world where there are no women at all. For those suffering from sickness or an appearance they disliked, it promises a perfect, healthy body for millions of kalpas. And for those with low social status, it promises a new life as royalty or nobility. I mean, it's a complete and total overhaul of one's existence.
Okay, so we've seen all these incredible promises, right? But the big question is, how are they supposed to work? Is it just magic? Well, the text suggests something a lot deeper is going on. It actually provides a framework for understanding the internal psychological engine that's supposed to power this whole transformation.
So the text suggests a process that feels, honestly, surprisingly modern. It doesn't seem to be about blind faith. It's about a specific mental practice designed to completely reshape your inner world, which in turn is said to reshape your outer reality.
And right at the heart of all this is a practice called contemplation of a perfect form. The idea is that by consistently looking at the serene, compassionate image of the Bodhisattva, you're actively planting the seeds of those same qualities, peace, mercy, perfection, deep within your own subconscious mind.
And what's wild is how much this sounds like modern psychological techniques, like positive image training or even parts of NLP. This contemplation is framed as a way to essentially rewire your brain, replacing negative thought patterns with positive ones, and building up your self-worth and inner peace by focusing on an ideal external form.
So this whole process is designed to guide your own spiritual growth. You might start out by just seeking blessings for yourself, better health, a better life. But by constantly engaging with the image of the Bodhisattva, a figure whose whole purpose is to help all beings, your motivation naturally starts to shift from me to we, from self-interest to a real, genuine desire to help other people. So how do you actually put all this into practice? The text boils everything down to two core principles. These are presented as the essential mindsets, basically the keys to unlocking all the profound results we've been talking about. The first principle is just unwavering sincerity. The source is really clear on this. This isn't about a one-time effort. The real power is in consistent, daily dedication.
Now, the second principle is fascinating, and it's so inclusive. It's about rejoicing in the faith of others. The text says that even if you aren't practicing yourself, just seeing someone else show devotion and feeling genuine happiness for them is an act so powerful it can earn you that same supernatural protection.
And so we're left with this question. Is this scripture a guide to getting spiritual rewards, like some kind of cosmic transaction? Or is it actually a sophisticated psychological manual using the promise of those rewards to guide you toward a profound inner change, a change from being self-centered to having universal compassion? The text seems to suggest the answer might just be both.